Pete, a 34-26 win over London Scottish this afternoon. Was that just about getting back to winning ways, and we've done that? Must be pretty pleased, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, London derbies are always tight. Like you're never going to run away with it. And Scottish are a good side. Like you got to give them credit. They had a good win against Hartpury last week, which was a big game for them, and that brought a lot of momentum with them. And obviously, vice versa with that, we had a narrow loss to Bedford, and we were kind of coming off the back of that. So I think the main thing was to win the game. Obviously, we got the bonus point, denied them the losing bonus point, which is pleasing. But I think as performances go, it was one of them. Just you want to get the 5 points, and that's it. You can't really look too much further than that, especially coming off the back of last week. So I think it's something we can definitely build on moving into Yorkshire. So it's good.
Yeah, in terms of the game, it probably wasn't a classic. We went in front after only about 5 minutes and looked pretty good. We were kind of going through the phases pretty fluently, and then kind of out of nowhere, Scottish scored 2 tries off the break, and then we couldn't get back in front until after half time. It looked pretty hairy early in the second half as well, but we just had to stick to it today. And was that kind of one that's very satisfying, just as a team, a collective group, to get through that? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I mean, as you said, like we started off quite well, got that early score, but then just 2 soft defensive errors let them have 2 pretty easy tries. So it was good to then bounce back from that. And then, as you say, like into the second half, at half time we just said we just needed to keep doing what we were doing, just hold on to the ball a bit more in the green zone, and the opportunities would come and we'd get the tries. And you could see sort of the second half, especially our first try, I think just tempo onto the ball. It was pretty simple rugby, but it was just winning the gain line every time, and eventually you just grind them down, and that's what we did. So I think that was very pleasing to be able to sort of bounce back from them getting 2 quite soft tries. So yeah, pretty happy.
Did we force it perhaps in those last few minutes before half time? We had probably, I don't know what the percentage was, but an awful lot of possession in that first half.
Potentially, yeah. I think we got a little bit frantic, I think would be the words I'd use. Just in the green zone, I think boys are pretty keen to get on the ball, and I think just around 9 we were just getting a little bit messy, boys sort of getting in each other's way, stuff like that, balls on the ground. We've done a lot of work on it, and it's just something we need to just keep tipping away at. So we really need to up our conversion rate. Once you get into that green zone, you need to come away with points. At the moment we're just not up there at the moment, so that's something that we definitely need to work on.
Real gutsy one, wasn't it? I know they scored straight away in the second half. It looked like it was going to be a pretty bad day at the office, but just stuck together and managed to get through in the end. So, as I say, kind of plenty of guts and character out there, which is exactly what we needed after the loss to Bedford last week, wasn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I think sort of when they did score, we just sort of came together and just there's a couple of voices just giving in key points, and that's what we need. Like, there's no point in panicking when the team scores against you, so we just went back to what we know best. Just dominating the gain line, good D, and yeah, sort of got out in the right end in the end.
Did we go back to basics a little bit in the second half? Those tries kind of just going through phase after phase and eventually scoring in the corner, it just reaped its rewards, just kind of sticking to the simpler rugby perhaps?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think as I said, it was just winning the gain line. That's the main thing in rugby. If you can win the gain line, you're going to get quick ball, defences on their heels, and you're going to make yards. So yeah, I think especially early in the second half, I think we just went, we did go back to basics. Obviously we still tried to play a bit wide, and I thought we did that well at times. So yeah, I think it was a good variety to our play, but when we needed to go back to just that grunt up the middle, we had that, so that's pleasing.
Yeah, in terms of the defence today, it may not look like it considering they got a try bonus point, but we had some fantastic defensive sets in there as well. I know that a couple of their tries came from kind of breakaways, but on the whole that must have been a pretty pleasing aspect to the performance today.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I think it was pretty pleasing. Those 2 in the first half were very soft. I think we'll have to look at them. But yeah, I thought like as the game went on, and especially sort of back end the second half, I thought our defence was very good. We were overloading the front line, we were getting up off the line and making chops, hitting them behind the gain line, and yeah, I thought defence was pretty good for the most part.
Now, for yourself, a man of the match performance against your old side on your return to the team, must have been very pleased with that as well.
Yeah, it's nice to get one, but I think it was more of a team performance today. I wouldn't really single out anyone today, to be honest. It was pretty much everyone hands to the pump, so yeah, it's nice to get it, but it doesn't mean a whole lot. So
yeah, a trip up to Headingley next weekend, a pretty rejuvenated Yorkshire side. Important to get a win today, but that'll be a massive test next weekend, won't it?
Yeah, it will. Yeah, they've sort of really turned the corner. Beat Pirates last week. That was a big win for them. They seem to have recruited quite well, and yeah, I think that'll be a massive game next week. So yeah, sort of training Monday or Tuesday will be very big. So yeah, it's important that we go up there and come back with a win.
What are your 34-26 win over Scottish this afternoon? How important is it to get back to winning ways? Must be very pleased.
Yeah, pleased to get back to winning ways. Probably more pleased with the performance overall, just from an attacking sense. So it felt more like an Ealing team today, going out there and some of the plays that we were doing. More pleased with that, to be honest.
Had to show plenty of guts and character, didn't we? Obviously, early in the second half, it looked like it wasn't going to be our day, but kind of stuck to it. You must be really pleased with the way the kind of players rallied and got in front in the end.
Yeah, we stuck to our process. We stuck to playing the way that we spoke about in the week, so that was pleasing. Disappointing to concede a couple of, especially first half, a couple of tries they probably didn't have to work too hard from. They had some nice lines in that, but I didn't feel we made them work for those tries in the first half.
Talking of the first half, we went in front early on. It looked all pretty positive, but then Scottish replied with 2 kind of breakaway tries. We didn't score again in the first half. What would you potentially put that down to in terms of the fact that we were maybe chasing the game a little bit and couldn't quite get over the line?
No, not at all. Just again, we're a team evolving still. We're still working on certain aspects of our game. I thought a few times in that 22 we didn't get it right in the first half, whereas second half we did.
You mentioned about a kind of Ealing performance. Those last 20 minutes we were very dominant in the carries, kind of enjoyed most of the possession. Must have really pleased you the way we just battled our way through that to get the win in the end.
Yeah, no, the subs added to the game. We kept playing our style and we kept controlling the possession, and even towards the end, just Loz calm head and just nails that kick into the corner and then really puts the pressure, and they don't get out of their 22 for the rest of the game.
That final defensive set in those kind of 82, 83, 84 minutes right on their line, they were obviously pretty dangerous and could have got in front if they had have scored. So how much did that please you, just the kind of way we relentlessly defended in those last few minutes?
Yeah, well, I think we'd be, like I said, disappointed with a few of the tries they scored earlier too. So we know they're a dangerous side. They play some really good rugby, so to keep them from breaking us at the end I think was essential based on where the score at the time, and also very pleasing.
There were a fair few changes this week from the team that played Bedford last week. Pretty pleased with the way that the players came in and showed what they can do.
Yeah, we got a few injuries at the moment, like most sides.
Yeah.
So we even, to be fair, George Edgson was on the bench, one of our hookers, covering in the back row. So we're a little bit short there, but all the boys responded really well. It was good to get, obviously, Ben Landry's second game back as well. People like that. Ryan Foley came in and added from the start. Jordan Burns came off the bench. So there was some good pleasing performances. In particular, I thought Pete Lydon and Lewis Jones played particularly well. It was obviously Will Harry's back as well. So some pleasing performances all round.
Big week now. Head up to Yorkshire Carnegie. They look a different side in the recent weeks. So I'm sure we know how tough a challenge that'll be. Must be relishing that one.
Yeah, again, obviously we had a lot of new players at the start of the year. They've been gradually bringing more in, new coach and that, so they're starting to hit their straps now. We know it's a tough challenge up there. It's a great stadium, and we'll look forward to going up there and hopefully putting in a performance.
Some real tough games coming up, obviously in the next kind of month or so, including that Cup quarter-final in a fortnight or so. How exciting is the next kind of block of matches, if you like? Oh,
it's a fantastic league. It's nice to be back to the league matches. Yeah. We're into the knockouts now of the Cup, so every game's an exciting one to come. We had some good supporters come up and follow us last week, and we couldn't bring back the results, so we're pleased to do that today, and hopefully we can do that again next week at Yorkshire.
Jonesy, a 34-26 win over Scottish today. Big relief after kind of having to turn that round in the second half, but must be very pleased after coming out with a bonus point win.
Yeah, it was a tense finish there. We've said all week we want to bounce back from the loss last week against Bedford, and I like to think we've done that. It wasn't pretty, but we got the win in the end.
Are those ones sometimes more satisfying? We really had to work for that, didn't we? Obviously, I've kind of already mentioned it, but we were, I think, a few points down in the early and second half, and then they kept coming back, but we just had to keep kind of battering them off, and particularly rely on our defence towards the end to get the win.
Yeah, as I said there, it was a tense finish. We had to really contain them. They're a very attacking side, London Scottish, and I think we worked really hard to contain them and make sure we got the win.
Just in terms of that second half, the fact that we kind of stripped it back a bit, kind of very confident in the way that we were going about things and just keeping hold of the ball, going through phase after phase. Must have been really pleased with the way we just kind of stuck to it and eventually got the win in the end.
Yeah, that's what we like to do week on week. We like to stay on top of teams, use our big forwards, and then as backs try and finish those opportunities out wide. I feel like we had more of the territory this week and perhaps could have finished off more of the chances, but as we saw, a lot came and we benefited from it.
You were very, very busy in defence this afternoon. Enjoy that one out there?
Yeah, mixed bag for defensively. We went into half time. We said how we'd fix it. I think we came out the second half. We corrected it, and I think that's a testament to the team and our mentality. That
was a pretty fearsome combo with Harry Sloan in the middle there. Did you enjoy playing alongside him?
Yeah, Sloan is a big truck. Gets over the gain line. and yeah, it was good to get my first appearance with him.
Yeah, it was your first run out for a little while. Did you enjoy getting back out there?
Yeah, absolutely. It was chomping at the bit in recent weeks. It's been a lengthy spell over Christmas for everyone without a game, but it was just nice to get back out there, back at home on the 4G. It was nice.
Yeah, clearly a challenging week last week. How good is it for everyone to come back in on Monday with a smile on their face after getting our first win of the year?
Yeah, I think if you ask any sportsman, it makes the Tuesday morning all the sweeter. Great to get the win.
Head up to Yorkshire next week, obviously a club you know relatively well. It's going to be a big challenge, isn't it? I guess really looking forward to that one.
Absolutely, yeah. They look like they've picked up some form midway through the season, so it'll be a fascinating encounter when we go out there. But we'll be looking to carry on the momentum that we've set in this game and keep moving forward.